Okay, so today we are going to learn about freehold and non-freehold estates. And I think the thing that confuses everybody when we're looking at the freehold and non-freehold estates is that they're all estates, or they call them all tenancies. We're going to start by doing your freehold. What you have to do is think of it this way, and this is the way that I got it straight in my mind when I was taking classes years ago. So I think this is a little easier way for you to look at things. When you think of your freehold, think of them as ownership. This is something that you own. And when you think of your non-freehold or leasehold, this is something you're renting. So we'll start off with what we own, which is our freehold estates, okay? Okay, so with a freehold estate, which is a fee simple estate, you're going to have the entire bundle of legal rights, they call them, the bundle of rights, which is your disposition, saying that you can sell, mortgage, dedicate, or give away the property, right? Dispose of it. You can. You also have your enjoyment. That's enjoy the use without interference. That's your quiet enjoyment. And then you have your exclusion. That means you can keep others off the property. Possession, that's the right to occupy it. And then control. The way you can have possession and control that's consistent with the laws, okay? So you can do anything you want with that property. You have full control as long as it's according to the laws. Okay, so we have this full bundle of rights, and that's what you get when you have a fee simple absolute title to a property. So you have the entire bundle of rights. It's the most comprehensive, and it's inheritable. That means you own the property. You can will the property to your heirs, okay? So, or to anyone that you want, because it's your property. So it's a fee simple absolute, the most comprehensive. Okay, and then we have what's called a fee simple defeasible. And that just means the title can be defeatable or defeated by some type of an action. When we look at the fee simple defeasible, we have the determinable and the condition subsequent. The only difference between those two, okay, so now we have the full bundle of legal rights. We can do everything with the property. That's a fee simple absolute. Then we have a fee simple defeasible, means it can be defeated by some type of action. In the fee simple defeasible, there's two types, okay, two ways that it could be defeated. Determinable or condition subsequent. When we talk about determinable, that means that there's something in there that says that you have to use that property a certain way. It's a limitation on the usage of that property. It will automatically revert to the grantor if you do not use it the way you're supposed to use it. Then we have a condition subsequent, and all that means is there are conditions on the use of the property. But in that one, it doesn't automatically revert to the grantor by the action. The grantor has to take possession of that property within a certain time frame. So they have to retake it. So when we're talking about the determinable, there's usage limitations, and it automatically, they don't go by those limitations. Boom, it goes back to whoever gave them the property. Condition subsequent, there's conditions. And if they don't live up to those conditions with the property, then the grantor has to retake the possession within a certain amount of time. Okay? Then we have what's called a life estate. Now this is it, guys. This is all there is on the freehold side. So we have what's called a life estate. The life estate is only for the life of someone. When we talk about a life estate, they always say that you have either an estate in reversion or a remainder estate. When we're talking about the estate in reversion, that means, let's say I give my Aunt Mary a property. She's poor, she's never owned a property. She's getting old, so I buy her the property. I buy it for her lifetime. I don't want the property to go to anybody else. So I buy it for her lifetime. She enjoys the property just like any other owner would, but when she passes on, that property would revert back to me. That is an estate in reversion. It reverts back to me. I gave it to her for her lifetime, it reverts back to me. Then we have a remainder estate. So let's say I have a ton of money, laughable as that is. I have a ton of money, and I buy my Aunt Mary a property. I buy the property for her lifetime, but I don't need that property back. They don't have money, her entire family has nothing. So I say, okay, when Mary passes away, her son John can have the estate. I don't need it back. Well, what that is John would have what's called a remainder, because he's getting it for the remainder of the time. So Mary gets it for her lifetime. When she passes on, the remainder of the estate goes to her son John, and that would be a remainder estate. He would be called a remainder man. There's something also that's called Perautry when we talk about a life estate. When they talk about the Perautry, all that is over the lifetime of a third party. So let's say I'm married to John, and I grant the title of a property for the lifetime, but I grant the title of the property for the lifetime of my husband John. When my husband John passes away, he's the third party, right? So I say, I granted you this estate for the lifetime of my husband John. If my husband John were to pass away, I can then grant that property to someone else. So that Perautry means it's on it depends on the lifetime of someone else. So I granted it to you, but I only granted it to you as long as my husband John is alive. Okay.